All right, everyone. I'm going live on our Hangout. For some reason, it's not showing me the picture of me, so I don't know if you can see me or not. I have no clue, but I wanted to get this thing up and running in case anybody was tuning in at 2 at the time. I know a lot of you watch this afterwards, but if you're watching it now, here I am. I don't know if you can see me, but hopefully you can hear me. If for some reason this doesn't work, I'll watch it later. If it can't see or hear me, then I will, first of all, apologize for technical difficulties. But secondly, I'll just make a video and post it for you guys later. I checked on the Facebook, and there are no questions that anybody posted there. So I am assuming if nobody has any questions, that means you guys are doing everything you should be doing, and you're doing it well. So again, I'm excited for the end of the challenge, so that way I can see your transformations. And first I'll start off with some of the shout outs that I like to do. I want to encourage you guys to participate in everything and be interactive on the Facebook, the Warrior Tracker and everything, because the more you do it, the more reward you're going to feel from it. And then the more you do, the more results you're going to get to, and that's what it's all about. The system works if you work the system. So if you come to the classes, if you eat what you're supposed to eat, you're going to get your results. And so I'm saying that week in and week out, and I'm not going to ever change on that. The system works if you work the system. So for our shout outs, Jim Miller's in the lead again, coming into every classes. He's got 18 classes for this month. And I know even this last week, he came to 2 classes in one day. Woo woo! Our energy circuit day, which is a good day to come twice to. So he got good cardio in that day. Jim's also very motivating to everybody else in the class too, so it was good to have him there, pumping everybody up. Libby Dominguez is in second with 15 classes attended. She's very good at tracking in her Warrior Tracker. Lizzie Nixon with 9 classes, Michelle Chancellor with 8 classes, and Julie Carey with 6 classes. So this is awesome. I want to see those numbers higher for some of you guys. Everybody make sure you're hitting the right buttons. For weight moved, we have Julie Carey in the lead with 53,684. Libby Dominguez, 50,551. Dr. Lizzie Nixon in third, 31,350 pounds. Michelle Chancellor with 7,782. And Angie McCrae, 3,805. I love seeing these numbers because, for me, adding more weight is always good as long as you're keeping the correct form. So make sure you're inputting your weights. You might have noticed now if you're using the Warrior Tracker, that it's putting in the weight that you did last time for your exercises. So that way you can see the progression. Okay, last time I did 65 pounds, let's try 75 pounds now. That's what I tell you in class too, is you came here to get better, not stay the same. Always. Awesome job on that. I also pulled up some of the challenge numbers. We have our 8-week challenges I've wanted you to do periodically throughout the contest. So for that, we've got our max push-ups, our 1-minute knee grab, and our 150-meter sprint. So if you haven't been retesting these, I'll throw those on the schedule for today. So sometime next week, that's one of your homeworks, is to make sure you do your Warrior challenges, again, your 8-week challenge. So here for our max push-up, number 1, Jim Miller with 37 push-ups before this. Remember, this is all the way down, all the way up, no break, as many as you can do. In second, Ryan Moore with 32. In third, Narciso Gonzalez with 30. In fourth, and it would be first for the females, Julie Carey with 26. Maria Ortega is 6th overall. In second for women with 20. And then Michelle Chancellor is 7th overall, but would be 3rd in women with 19. The rest of you guys are close, 18, 17. So definitely look to what you did last time and try to improve it. Push yourself. Next one, I have the 1-minute knee grab. And in the first for that one, Libby Dominguez with 47 knee grab sit-ups in a minute. Second is Ryan Moore with 45. And then tied also for second is Julie Carey with 45. Lizzie Nixon would come in third then with 41. Jim Miller in fourth with 40. And then a lot of other people with the 30s. For our 8 Warrior Challenge 150-meter sprint, first is Ryan Moore, 42.74 seconds. Second, Dr. Lizzie Nixon, 46.3 seconds. Third is Noel with 47.08 seconds. Fourth, Michelle Chancellor, 47.59. Fifth, Andrea Gwynn, 48 seconds even. Sixth, Elizabeth Jamo, 51 seconds, 0.23. Seventh, Libby Dominguez, 51.53. So it's really close. We're talking some of these, you're tenths of a second away from each other. So the thing with that you want to look for in the 150-meter sprint to improve that score is how fast you go on the turns. Since we're going to the street and back 3 times, a lot of the times where you lose your speed, where you lose time, is on those turns. You need to get low, decelerate, and then lean back towards where you're going to be going and reaccelerate as fast as you can. I promise you, if you get better on those turns, your time is going to be better. I also pulled up the challenge numbers for this last week. We did our 40-yard dash for those of you that came during our energy circuit day. So for that, in first, we have Jason with 5.42 seconds. Second is Ryan with 5.81. Third is Libby Dominguez, 6.05. Fourth, Angie Parker, 6.07. Then next is Elizabeth Jamo, 6.53. And the other ladies and gentlemen got 7 seconds. So you guys are doing awesome. You guys, everyone that's tracking the Warrior Tracker, I'm super proud of you. And let me just say that even though I think you're doing great, I want more. That's just me. That's a trait that I have. You can ask my kids. Good job, but I want more. For some of you, I know you can push yourself more. I know you can eat better. I know you can push yourself in the workouts. Get here and do better. This last week, I gave people a chance to go ahead and weigh in, even though they didn't make the Saturday. And if you still haven't weighed in, you can still weigh in next week at the beginning of one of the classes. Any of the classes I teach, let me grab you at the beginning and measure you, because it's important that you know if you're on the right path or not. If you're not on the right path, something needs to change. So with that, everybody still lost percentage. Everybody lost fat pounds. Almost everybody gained lean mass, and almost everybody lost weight overall. This is awesome. This is really good. So I just wanted to reiterate what I did last week, where if I talked to you individually after your weigh-in, what I would have told you. So it's good that everybody lost percentage. For some of you, things come up, obviously things happen. So my goal in the second 4 weeks, the last 4 weeks, is to prevent stuff like that as much as possible. For everybody that lost lean mass, what I would have told you first and foremost would be check your protein. Are you tracking it in MyFitnessPal first and foremost? You should be by now, because I've said it every week in every class, tracking your MyFitnessPal. If you've done that, check your protein levels, check your calories. If you have a question about it, just come into class with your phone, pull it up, there it is, and show me. So if you lost lean mass, that's the first thing I'll tell you to do, is look at your protein, make sure you're having enough protein. Secondly, make sure you're lifting heavy enough weights. So for most of you, if you're coming into class and doing the weight days, you're lifting heavy enough. If you're not coming into class on the weight days, you need to ask yourself when you're doing your exercises, is this the maximum amount of weight I can do, and keep correct form. Form is always key. Form is always correct. Keeping the back straight, abs tight, everything in line the way it needs to be. But if you're doing a set that says 10 reps, 10 should be the maximum you can do. If you pick a weight and you can do 15 or even 12 with it, that's not a heavy enough weight that you should be doing. And don't take all your sets to work up to that weight. You should find what that heaviest weight is that you can do safely and stick with that from the beginning. If you're not doing that now, stop before you do something, think about it, and make sure you're using appropriately heavy enough weight. Also, make sure you know what muscle it is you're trying to work. If you're doing a back exercise, make sure you're squeezing the shoulder blades, you're moving your back muscles and using the muscles you're supposed to be using, not a different muscle. This will help immensely. Mind to muscle connection. Slow down and make sure you're doing it right. So that's for lean mass. If you didn't lose enough fat mass for maybe your standards or enough weight overall, there's a couple ways to fix that. Look at your diet and what you're eating. Make sure you're not eating too many carbs or too much fat. But you can also add in more Dun, 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 cardio. So if you're not doing extra cardio outside of classes or you're not coming to the cardio classes, that's what you should be adding in. How much cardio is probably what you're thinking you should ask. It depends on your intensity level. It depends on you and how much time you have. So if you have limited time and you're only going to do 20 to 30 minutes, that needs to be higher intensity. It needs to be intervals, something, you know how you feel after a hurricane, those sprints. If you add up just the time in the hurricane that we're sprinting, it's not going to be more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but you get a good workout from it. If you have more time and you want to do something like the stepper that's hard, but not as hard as running sprints outside, doing something more 30 to 45 minutes or so would be good. The only thing is don't do a marathon of 2-3 hours of workouts and cardio, because you're going to burn down your metabolism. Your body's actually going to start storing things because you're not fueling your body enough, and that is not good. So that would be your goal for this next week, and for the next 3 weeks, I guess, till the end, would be watch your protein. Do you have enough protein? Always drinking enough water, but add in some cardio. I want to see y'all sweating in here on some of these cardio equipment. All right. Whoever's with me still, that is awesome. If you're going to watch this later, I'm going to go ahead and try to add in an extra little video. First, before I talk about that, let's talk about last week. Looking back, I gave you homework. If you were watching, if you watch this afterwards, you still have to do it. I asked you to come up with stumbling blocks. What are things that usually stop you from making progress, stop you from getting your goal in the past? Write all these things down, however many it is. Write them down and then come up with solutions or ways around it. So I gave some example in last week's video, so I won't go over that again. But look back to last video if you did not see it yet, and there it's going to be. So if you haven't done this, make up your stumbling blocks and make up your ways around it. Like I said, if you're having trouble figuring out what are good ways around something that's sort of hanging you up, put it on the Facebook, put it out there. And then we'll all help you out. So go ahead and bring those into me this next week. I want to see what you guys are putting down and see if I can help you. Last week, I also talked about getting comfortable being uncomfortable. It's not the easiest to write these things down, to track in MyFitnessPal, to make sure you're getting your workout every day. But that's what's going to get you the results, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. So I've been watching the Facebook group page, and I want to say thanks again to everyone that's been posting and interacting. I see some good things on there. It's awesome. I just want to say thanks to everyone that's been posting. Julie Carey with some knowledge bombs, and if you saw the post on there where she's going out of town this weekend, but she's packed all her healthy stuff. So that in the picture is a 6-pack bag. If you don't have a 6-pack bag, get a cooler, get something. If you're going to be traveling a lot, if you have kids in soccer, football, cheer, dance, whatever it is, if you're going to be gone for the weekend, you need to set yourself up for success. You can't go 2 steps forward during the week, doing everything right, and then take 2 steps back on the weekend. But eating out, not sticking to your meal plan, and then not working out too if you don't push yourself to do that. So if you're traveling anywhere for the weekend, even when summer hits, whenever happens, you go on vacation, be prepared. Preparing for success is the only way you're going to get there. With the meals, but then also with the workouts. So I challenge you, I've said it in class before too, you can work out anywhere. If you're staying in a hotel, you can work out in a hotel. Most of them have little gyms. If the little gym is only elliptical, a treadmill, and a 5-pound dumbbell, you can go take it to the stairs, run up a flight of stairs, 5-10 push-ups, run down, sit-ups, up, push-ups, 10 sit-ups. Do it like a hurricane. It's like your hurricane. That's your run, your 2 exercises in between. Do that 3 times and do 2 more rounds of it. You've just done a hurricane in a hotel. No excuses. There are no excuses. So shout out to Julie for being prepared and being awesome. Let's all do that. Nicole Wilson showing us some of her yummy lunches and dinners. She's staying on track. She's doing awesome too. Jason, some good and bad. He switched his sugars, so don't eat them. Just don't eat them. But he also had the mic drop on the fish, and that was pretty awesome grilling. So good job on that. Do as good as you can, as much as you can. Chelsea Tyler getting in there with some stuffed peppers that look delicious. Everybody's doing really good about interacting. So I just want to say thanks. Dr. Lizzie Nixon, Tony in there with his meal plan, his meal prep too. So this is awesome. Miriam's making sure she gets her water in. So keep posting on there and keep encouraging each other. If you see something good, tell them keep it up, keep it up. We want to all get the results that we're looking for. So Facebook shout outs, all the shout outs done. I'm so super proud of you guys. Round of applause. Yay! Now there's 3 weeks left. So I want everybody running in high gear. No more excuses. I've said it before. No cheat meals, no days off. None of that. I even got called out on that in class. I said something about a cheat meal, and a student reminded me there are no cheat meals, and that was very good. I know at least someone's listening out there. No cheat meals, no days off. So with that, I've talked a little bit about Julie being gone, about your kids in sports. A lot of you have kids in sports or activities and you're stuck out there to practice, or you have busy weekends and you don't think you can make it to the gym or do what you need to do. My kids have their football camp this weekend, yesterday and today, so I've been out at that, running around and helping out and just being there to support them. So I can feel for you guys that are stuck out there. And I saw another a member of the gym that was out there, a mom too, and as I was eating my protein pudding, she had her Quest bar. So there are ways to still survive your practice without giving in. I stress to you the way you take care of your kids for practice, if you pack them their snacks, their Gatorade, or their water because they're out running around, you pack the sunblock, you pack everything to take care of them. Make sure you're packing to take care of yourself too. Pack some extra water bottles for you. You have to stay hydrated if you're out there. Pack some healthy snacks for yourself, almonds, Quest bars, do a protein shake, protein pudding. If you're going to be out there all day like I was, I have my 6-pack bag with my cooler pack and everything that I need in there too. I've got shakes, protein puddings, all that stuff. I've even had my protein peanut butter and jelly sandwich with my, I got the Icon Meals one, so they're using the P28 bread and the P28 high protein spread. So it's super healthy, but you can make your own with a high protein peanut butter spread, some sugar-free jelly, and either the P28 bread or like the Ezekiel bread that's whole grain and sprouted. So that's something you won't need to heat up and that can keep cold. Tuna packets, you can have those anytime too. There are ways to be healthy on practice. So what if you're at camp, you've got all your water, you've got your food taken care of, what about your workout? For myself, I was able to get my workout in this morning before their camp, so I'm good. But if I hadn't, they're having their football practice at a track. There's a track, there's stairs, there's big open space. If you're on a soccer field, a baseball field, wherever you're at, there is a way to work out. You can do a jog, set your timer, jog around, do some intervals, run back and forth, play with the kids on the sideline, do whatever you need to do, but get active. There's a way. What if people look at me? You're being healthy. You're doing what you need to do to get healthy. They can sit there and be bumps on a log, and you're going to be fitter and happier for it. So no excuses on that one either. While I was sitting there watching all these little kids in their first camp, and so for some of them it was their first time playing, for some it was returning, it was interesting to kind of watch them and see what their coaches were doing with them, and also kind of take some lessons back that I want to pass on to you guys. Just a few lessons that I've learned while watching the kids. Number one was, if you don't listen to your coach, you're not going to know what to do when the time comes to do it. All these kids that were sitting around talking to each other, high-fiving with each other, and joking around, they didn't know what to do when it was kind of time to come to the drill. So they couldn't do the drill to their best. And then they got yelled at or were in trouble. So keep quiet and listen. Not quite the same to pass on to you guys, but listen to what I'm saying and do it. If you're not listening, if you're not paying attention, if you're not staying engaged and coming to class, you're not going to know what to do when the time comes. So if you didn't know the weigh-ins were there, if you don't know about these webinars being at 2, you're out of the loop and you don't know. So you have to listen to your coach to get the best results. Another thing I learned was not everybody got it on the first try. Kids fell, kids dropped the ball, kids stumbled, they went the wrong direction. You don't get it right on the first try. So some of you I know have tried losing weight or tried these challenges or whatever in the past, and you might have had some success, but then maybe you've fallen back a little bit, or maybe all the way back from before. Some of you know my personal story. I did a weight loss challenge 2 years in a row because I gained all the weight back plus 10 pounds. So the first time I did my challenge, I was doing the wrong things. I barely ate. I cut out all kinds of food, and I tried to do some little Denise Austin stuff at home. I wasn't doing any weight stuff. So I lost 20 pounds. Then a year later, I had gained it all back. So learn from my lesson and keep pushing, keep driving, and do the right things. I've got some before and after pictures that I've talked about. Some of you have seen if you've done Jean's challenge. So I've been, I guess, challenged myself to put those out there. So I might put those out there on Facebook. So if you are watching this webinar at whatever time and you want to see me put up my before and after pictures, I will do it if there's a popular demand that tells me you are watching this webinar. So go on the group page and demand for before and after pictures if you want to see them. It's embarrassing, so that's why I haven't put them out there before, but I do know that it'll relate to you guys because you guys we're all going through that same struggle, trying to get to where we want to be. So back to the lesson. Nobody gets it on the first try. This isn't your first try. It might not be your last. I hope it is. I hope you get to your goals, keep going, and you stay there, develop a healthy lifestyle. But if it's not your last, just remember, the more you practice, the more you try it, the better it's going to be. As I was watching, in particular, my son, he wants to be a quarterback this year. Well, when they snap the ball, they take certain steps. They need to keep their weight centered in a certain way, turn their shoulder. There's a whole routine to it to get the best throw out of it as possible. The kids couldn't do it the same way every time. So at their break, I told my son, I said, these skills that you're learning today, those are things you need to practice until it's second nature. Don't just practice it until you get kind of good at it. It needs to be like a reflex. It needs to be whenever the ball is snapped, you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. Same way with you guys in your meal plan and your workouts. Do it so much, practice it, practice your meal prep, all the containers. You'll have everything ready, so pretty soon you're not going to have to think about it as much and worry about it. It's going to be like second nature. Once these things become second nature, nothing will be able to get in your way because you're just going to be able to do them. You're going to prioritize everything else around what you need to do. So practice until it becomes second nature. Another lesson I learned from watching the children play football is not every person is great at everything. Some kids excelled at certain areas of their skills and their drills. Other kids excelled at different areas. So obviously some bigger kids were able to push around the pads a little better. The smaller kids, some of them were a little quicker. When they're playing cat and mouse, some kids were a lot better at catching the other kids. That doesn't mean any one person is better than the other overall. Play to your strengths and work on your weaknesses. That's what I take from that and give to you. Play on your strengths, work on your weaknesses, and then find other people that complement it. That's what makes a great football team, and that's what makes this great Training for Warriors Familia, is we all have different strengths and different weaknesses. Some of us are verbal motivators. Some of us can help other people push themselves to lift more weight during a session. Maybe it's by posting encouraging words on Facebook, but we can all use our strengths together and help each other with their weaknesses. We can make a great team. So those are just a few of the lessons. I was quickly thinking, it seems like anywhere I go, I'm never away from the gym and away from you guys, and I love that. But I'm always thinking of stuff in different ways and how I can use it to motivate you guys. So think about that too in your day. What are things that you see and you notice that you can take and apply to your own life? You should be always trying to get better in some area of your life. If you work every day to improve just 1% in some area of your life, any area of your life, you improve 1% every single day, this time next year, you will have improved 365%. So every little step in the right direction is going to count for something. And remember that. Push yourself to be the best. I've checked the Facebook. I don't see any questions yet. So if you don't have any questions, maybe that's because you have all the answers already. Maybe it's because you've been listening to me the whole time. You're doing what you need to do. So again, make sure you do your homework, do your stumbling blocks, and finding ways around it. Make sure you're listening to your coach. Make sure you're practicing the right things until it becomes second nature. Make sure you are using your strengths and working on your weaknesses. Keep in communication. Keep being strong. And if you want to see my before and after pictures, put up a little demand on the Facebook once you watch this. If someone puts it out first and everyone comments below or hits the like button, I'll take that as you want to see it. I will put it up there for you. What else was I going to say? Oh, and then I will edit this later too and add a little video about my experience at the kids' camp. So until next week, Warriors, or until tomorrow, or until 5 seconds when I walk out and see you in the gym, I bid you good luck. Keep going. Easy day was yesterday. Hashtag Halusa.